Most of it all was spent traveling for the most part, going back to Parnast and Lork. I think we made our way. Did we make our way to Daggerford? Logan,
Yep, you
right?
passed through.
Yep. Click messed with the necklace a bunch. I think that was pretty much the bulk of it. We didn't really do a ton else. We still haven't turned in the quest, from what I understand.
You walked into the council meeting. It looks like you're the last people that they're seeing today.
That was pretty much for the most part where we ended it.
Okay. Um, just like the
We're getting.
key points for Ian is the tournament is like less than a week away at this point. There's practically a new city of tents made of tents around the Thunderlock Tavern. A fortune teller. Um, and
I
then
got
you
you.
guys made it to Waterdeep, and you're about to talk to the council.
Yeah, you got stabbed. I remember that. Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah, he got stabbed. Fun times.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
His turn.
terrified the
Uh huh.
living daylights of somebody who's
Okay.
trying to pretend to be of age. That was interesting.
Yep. Some kid was trying to buy beer, but where we're going to start off is you're looking out on the council. You don't remember who they were. It's like starting on your left side, there's a dwarf with a long braided beard. He uses what looks like rings of gold, silver, and iron as cinch points in his beard. You know this guy is Adric Goldhand. He is the noble elected by the people in the Grey Peak Mountains as their representative. To his left is a half elf. He's wearing bracers of strange leather that are with gems on it. This is GM Somerset. He is on the west coast shore to the north of Waterdeep. There's a pale human woman with red hair. She has a fur cloak draped over one shoulder. This is Bravina Morkinson. She tends to be represents the lands in between the Great Peak Mountains and the western Sword Coast. To her left is a curly-haired halfling who wears a sash of fish scales. Uh, this is Sean Overhill. He represents the area that you guys just came from, where Parnast is located, south of the Great Peak Mountains. And lastly, there is a balding human man. He's kind of got blonde hair flecked with gray. You know him to be Bernard Rivers, and his lands are on the south side of Daggerford, closer to the Isles of the Dead, pretty much right on the border of Aemon. Uh, he's wearing this very finely made robe. It doesn't have any kind of jewelry on it, but it's beautifully embroidered with imagery of horses and grain. Sitting in the corner is from the Concord of the Ever Growing, a very old wood elf. He's sitting in a chair, kind of slumped, holding onto a staff. And there are numerous other people in the room, but they are all uniformed guards wearing plate mail. They have not moved since you all came into the room, and that's where we'll begin. You guys guys are in the council chambers, and it is pretty. You would assume that you're the last people they're seeing today.
So what
Well,
have I actually been doing all
State
this
your
time?
business. You don't want to be here for all night.
Give money.
In between when you showed to answer Ian's question first, the party was traveling from Parnast to Waterdeep. It took pretty much a week. Levi wasn't really interacting very much with the party, but when you remember you took down the mushroom, that was pretty much the last thing that you did.
Okay, so I'm basically just following the party at the moment.
At the moment.
Okay.
And whoever wants to RP Katya can.
No.
Oh, it looks like we got a silent David.
We tell them we're here for the money, for the reward, for dealing with the problem up north.
We will do it with Katya, and we will be much less direct about it than to say we want money for doing this. So I guess Katya will walk up.
I'm picturing
to
Katya.
represent us.
Say one more time, you're breaking up.
I said we'll have Katya represent us and walk forward because they probably know her best out of all of us, if they know any of us.
You've all been here before.
Okay. But either she
After
or Lou,
you
either
guys-
one. I don't care. One of us
After
will walk forward and be like, "Hey, we just got back from the north from I don't remember the name of the town. I'm sorry, from the halfling town, and we fixed their water problem. Turned out that there was a giant fungus growing among us."
Fungus.
The halfling chimes up. Are you referring to Parnast?
Yeah, that place. I'm really bad with geography.
The fungus is dead.
Okay. Well, that's good that you killed the fungus, and I'm very grateful that you would help out Parnas. They're a bit further removed from the rest of the Waterdeep, so we tend to be forgotten.
I think there was something about a reward involved. Uh-oh.
So it was simply a fungus.
Yeah.
Big fungus.
Oh, yes.
Very big fungus.
There's
Killed
a
a dragon.
reward. Just
Hello?
he looks over to his shoulder. He's like, "Push, do you know what kind of fungus they're talking about? Can you give more detail?"
Big fungus.
He's
Killed
looking at
dragon.
all.
What more do you want? A big fungus. If I recall, is purple in color, little.
It's just a very odd story.
Oh,
What?
I'm sorry, I totally forgot. It was along with a black dragon that is now dead, that was infesting the area. So really, 2 dragons, 1 stone.
Oh, so there was a dragon. Our original reports from there said the locals thought it would be a dragon.
Was a dragon.
Do you have proof?
Yes, we do. And we will, I don't know, turn out not all the contents, but the contents of the dragon scales and the orb thing, the seedling, whatever it was that was in the black dragon. And I will continue to say we would have brought his head back, but one of the members of our group here is very much against uh, defiling a dragon's corpse.
I jump
some
on
ways.
to David's back and start clawing at him, calling him a bastard.
They fell off when I was picking up the thing.
Okay, so like you pulled the scales and the gem out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As soon as Meepo starts clawing on your back, you see the plated guards draw their swords and start to advance on Meepo.
You bastard! Why would you take them?
So
Told you not to take them.
For proof, and I'll kind of pick him up and just hold him up like a cat by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, the guards are almost
Because
on
you also like getting paid. I'll say to Meepo.
I continue to hurl insults at him.
And honestly, come on, Meepo. Some of these skills probably would have fallen off at some point, anyways. So
the
we
the
didn't take his
dwarf.
head or anything else.
You bastard!
The dwarf
I guess it's sleeping beast
speaks
now.
up and says, "Get him out of here if he's going to cause a ruckus." And the guards reach for Meepo. Are you going to try and resist them trying to grab you?
I'm too busy trying to swing in the air at David.
Yeah, because I'm holding him up right now.
Okay. Okay. Well, the guards, if Lou is effectively holding him, the guards will grab Meepo and begin to haul him outside.
I will ask the guards please not to and be like, Meepo, can you please behave?
You lied to me, Paul.
I didn't lie to you.
Yes, you did.
I
You
said
said-
nothing about not taking skills.
You said you didn't take any scales.
I didn't say that I didn't take any skills. I
You
said I
lied.
didn't take his head.
You liar.
All right, enough of this. This is a council chambers. There's no time for buffoonery, says the dwarf. And the guards start to drag Meepo out.
Such a hard task.
Meepo is hanging between
Alright.
them.
And you also said you pulled the gem out, correct?
Yep. I'm still not touching the gem
As soon as
because that just seems like a bad idea.
yes, as soon as Meepo is out the door and everything has calmed down and refocused, you look back towards the council room and everyone is staring deeply into the gem. It still has that glowing green radiance that it did when the dragon had it, it looks unchanged from the state of it was in the dragon, but it still continues to emit that strange light, just ever so faintly in this room.
And I will put it back in the bag once I've seen it. And just put it back away.
The woman looks at you. You found that in the. You found that where did you find that?
You remember that fungus
Where exactly?
that I mentioned first?
Yes.
Yeah, it was with that, like
Uh-huh.
at the base. What can you tell us about this?
The old elf stands up, and he walks forward, leaning on his staff.
Okay.
You found something quite troubling. I'm surprised. Still.
Sorry, I was replying to Chris as well. Well, What can you
Yeah.
tell us about this quite the prize?
The halfling looks like, well, you said you found it in the Parnas Keep, right? So it is at the other ones. Oh, hold on, Sean, says the bald human man. It's like, we don't need to get into who owns it yet.
Quick counterpoint: possession is 9/10 the law.
What?
So
This is the old elf again.
okay.
Well, for those of you who don't know, speaks the elf bush. That's a relic from the Desandi Empire. Those are quite rare indeed. The fact that you found it's like the halfling elf. I mean, the halfling says, and it belongs to the people of Parnas now because that's where it was found.
I feel like this is a NFT. I don't know whether specific words pop into my head, but it currently resides with us.
The bald man is like, again, Sean, if you wish to purchase it from them, you can do so afterwards. First, we must truly find out what happened for it to be there in the first place, or even for the marsh to be poisoned. The halfling looks very angry. Just kind of like sits down in his chair a little bit more. The half elf chimes in. Or if he can't afford it, I will gladly pay for it. The halfling gives like death eyes to the half elf on that one. Well, and this is the elf again. Sorry, there's like 5 NPCs here. Technically 6 or 7. Well,
It's totally fine. We'll listen.
just consider yourselves, this is the old elf, consider yourselves very lucky. There's a great deal of power associated with those gems. And they're quite rare and coveted for it. The fact that it was in a dragon only slightly surprises me. Dragons are known to hoard wealth and gems of whatever they can find. Truly not surprising it would be amongst its hoard now that I think about it. But the mushroom, or fungus as you call it confuses me. Did any of you ever interact with the mushroom?
Hey, real quick, if I remember correctly, I actually chopped it down, right? Or no, we blasted it, didn't we?
Yeah, we
You
blasted
and
it.
Levi Eldritch blasted it. Yep.
Katja, what was Katja's intelligence?
Well, did any of you get close to it?
I think Katja would
6.
type in and say that she did.
No, she just got in the cloud.
Well, that's what I'm assuming that they mean by close to it.
There was a cloud. There was a cloud.
Yeah, there was a cloud that
says
was
the old
surrounding
elf.
it. And I'm assuming that they know Katja's heritage, right?
That she's half elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody
It's
looking
pretty
at her
obvious.
can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she'll make a comment about it, or that when she went into the cloud, she drifted asleep. Because if I remember right, half elves also
Swear,
could
like
not be magically
approaches,
swift.
and he reaches. Yeah, they do resist sleep, magic sleep. He looks up at Katya's face and like grips and like holds on. It's like he looks at her. It's like, and he points a finger. He's like, "You mind if I? You've got something."
Does she mind if what?
He's like he's holding out a finger. It's like, "Do you mind if I? You got a little something there."
Pretty sure she would back away, like, don't touch me.
Okay.
I'm picturing
You should blow your nose a little more thoroughly.
she'll basically like pull out a handkerchief and like do something with her nose. Not really blow it. 'Cause
He holds out his hand, like those kind where you just kind of like dig on the inside.
well, like patting at it, trying to like without being super rude or digging. I'm trying. She's trying to politely get
No,
rid of whatever's
it's
on her nose.
deeper in. He reaches inside of his large, oversized coat, and pulls out from one of the pockets a clean handkerchief. He's like, "Here, don't be shy. It's important."
I
He
guess she
hands
will
it to
take it.
Katya.
Yeah, I guess she'll take it. I don't know. I don't know what exactly she would do in that, but probably take it and then try to clean it out.
He's making motions. Yeah, he's making motions like you gotta dig up in there, dig up in there.
Is this like D&D vid? COVID?
Do what?
I was
Do
making
what?
a COVID D&D joke.
No.
Sorry. It
Yeah.
was.
Is Chris coming back or?
But I think I see some of the mushrooms residue inside your nose. I don't want to pick your nose, but if you could do that for me, I could tell.
Yeah, if he says something like that, she's going to be like, "Oh crap," and like
Just a
furiously blow her nose and try to get it out of there.
you.
He holds his hand out for the handkerchief.
You.
Can I see it again?
She looks at him really weirdly, like, "Why do you want my nose self? My nose skunk?"
I want to make sure if I saw what I saw. It's like, trust me, I'm a druid. If that is a fungal spore, I'll know. If it's just boogies, then don't. It doesn't matter.
She'll hand it to him.
Thank you.
Still looking at him
He
weirdly.
unrolls it. Yeah. And he's holding it in the light, and then he closes it and folds it up and puts it back into his oversized coat. Yes, you definitely got some form of yellow green spore in your nose. He looks around back to the party. This is most concerning. This is indicative of a pattern with the plague that hit Daggerford a few months ago, and the tree that you all chopped down a few weeks ago. I think this indicates some form of pattern.
By who?
What kind of pattern? I don't know on either count. Just I there were yellow spores in Daggerford that this other group, it was a tiefling, I think he was a drow, and a few others. There was a little halfling with them. They met me in a graveyard around Daggerford. There were some yellow spores. And again, when you all fought the plant creatures in the high forest, it was yellow spores. The sample you all just provided were yellow and green. This is very strange. I haven't seen spores like this in the overworld in a long, no, not even a long time. I've never seen spores like these.
That does not sound good.
These were, no, it's just not good. If anything, it reminds me of a species that lives in the Underdark. Myconids is, I believe, the common term for them. But they're not supposed to survive in the overworld.
Do any of
This
us
is
recognize
very
the
strange.
term?
Make nature checks.
Yay!
Roll as Katya.
Nature check.
So that way you're, which I believe is a -2.
I was gonna roll for Lou. Whoever wants to roll for Gotcha can. Where is the app on this phone? Yep, there it is. Nature is a +3. Nope, Lou doesn't know.
Nope.
Gotcha.
What about Katya or Levi?
I got a 14.
It's pretty good.
Gotcha's a -2.
Yeah. Because she has a -2 intelligence, and I'm pretty sure nature is a. Yes, Levi, you've heard these. Myconids, as far as you know, are a sentient mushroom people that live in the Underdark. They tend to, just like you said, not survive in direct sunlight for a long time. And there's a lot more about them that you're not really sure. You know, like they're kind of like a class species. They've got the little ones, the adults, and then there's a supreme sovereign who is kind of like the leader of their colonies. But that's as far as you know with a 14. Yes, myconids. I've been down to the Underdark in my youth, centuries ago. And they're a peaceful people as far as I can remember.
I'm going to mention
So,
something
the
about
fact that-
mushrooms, and then I'm
Where
just-
exactly was this monk?
I mean,
I'm sorry,
I don't
sir.
think any of us can draw
Can
a
you
map.
speak up?
I don't think any of us can draw you a map, but it was over here in the marshes of more of the. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with town names.
No, I mean, was it in a cave? Was it in a cave? I mean,
It was in the open, in the
Was
marshy
it
area.
above ground?
Yeah,
In the sunlight.
huh?
You guys
In the sunlight?
remember Meepo saying that his eyes didn't hurt.
That his eyes did hurt?
No, it was
or
not
didn't?
in the sunlight because Meepo's eyes didn't hurt.
Oh,
did not.
Where was it then? I thought it was in like a. Oh, it
It
was in
was
a.
the mushroom.
I thought that area was like it was really dense, and then there was like an opening where the mushroom was like 20 or 30 feet tall, right?
Yeah, and then surrounding it, there were larger trees. Right.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a clearing where
it
the
was
giants
never
were.
actually in direct sunlight. There was still like some patchiness.
Okay. Well, I will
Yeah,
describe
no, the
this
giant
as-
mushroom was not in direct sunlight.
Okay, I'll describe that to him then.
It's very strange indeed. That is a perfect storm of conditions. It's quite a coincidence.
Could somebody else be trying to weaponize these I'm trying to think of a way to say Mike and Ned, but nothing's really jumping to my head. Like out of character, I'm trying to think of something.
I mean, if they were, it wouldn't be from the Myconids' own will, if
Mike
that's
and Ned,
what you
that's what
mean.
they're known.
They're a peaceful people, as far as I can remember. Again, it's been centuries.
Well, as far as I could tell, I went into the fog, but I didn't touch or I didn't breathe it in. And nothing stood out as sentient to me. I was still moving.
That's good. That's good. So it was definitely a case of airborne. And if you don't breathe it in, you're not infected. That's good.
Yeah, seriously.
The dwarf pipes up. He's like, it's like, enough of this. It's like, was the mushroom dealt with?
Yeah, that's how we got the orb and the dragon scales and everything. All that kind of ties into it together.
So the issue of the backwater people having sour water is put to rest.
For
The
now.
fact that there was a dragon involved, arguably.
Yep, it seemed like
Sorry, what were you saying? You're cutting out, David. What?
Oh no, I stopped talking. I thought somebody else was talking.
No, you're good.
Nope.
But like, yep. Seems like the water was getting poisoned because of the black dragon, which we dealt with that along with the fungus. So it seems like everything's cleared out. We even
Very
tasted the
well.
water a little bit to make sure, and it seemed like it was clearing up pretty quickly. So great news for your fishing village people. They should be making money for you again here directly. I'll say to the halfling who was being a jerk earlier.
He nods his head. And you did not. This is the halfling speaking now. And you did not remove the dragon from that location?
We did not mess with the corpse any more than bringing some scales back that we had to move to get the orb out of it. But our tiny friend that you all removed from your chamber earlier was very adamant that we did not disturb the dead dragon's death sleep.
You see the halfling writing something down. Very well. Well, if the business is concluded, I say we pay them and then we go home. And then the other various council members. Aye, aye, aye. All right. All right. Bring forth their repayment. They bring forth this sack of gold. It is approximately 1,000 gold pieces.
There are 5 of us,
There are 5 of you.
so 200 gold each.
Yep.
All right. And we have not sold the gem or done anything else yet, right? That's the 1,000 gold is simply for dealing with that one problem. Just double checking.
Yep. That the 1,000 gold was simply for solving the water issue.
Cool.
It seems that because they initially believed that this was just to be a small mission, that was all the gold allotted to it. When you ask about, I'm assuming that you ask about it. If they pipe in, if you wish to sell that gem, we will gladly increase your payment right here and now.
I look around at Meepa's not in there, but the rest of the party. And kind of look around to see what they think. Because, do we still have those message rings?
Yes.
Okay, group. I'll use the message ring. Like, can they hear us talking when we're using that?
No, but it's like as you stand silently looking back and forth to each other, they can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm fine if they know that we're talking to each other. It's more of a group message, or you know. So, since they can't hear us right now, the big thing that I'm thinking for us is if we hold on to this, we paint ourselves as a target because everybody knows that we have it now. So people are going to come after it and try to steal it. And I'd rather make some money off of it before that happens. And hey, Logan, have I heard back from my message yet, or has it not been long enough? Not message, my letter.
You have not heard back from that letter yet. You have
Okay.
not heard back from that letter yet. You would assume that you told them that your forwarding address was going to be in Waterdeep. So you would think by the end of this week of downtime, right before the tournament, you might get something back.
Okay. I didn't know about how long we would be expecting on that. So, but it's been a
couple
while
weeks.
since I sent a payment to the tribe. So, or sent money to the tribe.
Yeah. What does Katya think?
I don't know. Ask Katya. About selling the gem, I don't see why she would be against it.
I'm not hearing any nays.
No, go ahead.
Well, Meepo's not there to give nay.
And Meepo can hear us through the message.
Yeah.
Meepo says that's not yours to sell.
It's all of ours to sell. That's why we're asking and why we're double checking with everybody, including you.
That belongs to the dragon, not you. You defile his corpse and take it.
Technically, the corpse is already defiled.
You defiled it.
I made it no worse than it already was or than it was going to be.
You should let his remains lie.
Oh, they're still lying.
No, because you defiled them.
Meepo, do you want us to take the gem back?
Yes.
Says Katya.
Yes, that's where it belongs.
We're going to miss the tournament.
You stole what was not yours.
It's not like he needed it.
What
It's
part did
true.
you?
Anything that he did for his horde, we'd already be gone with him.
You stole from the Great Dragon.
I've seen the Great Dragon. He wasn't a Great Dragon.
He is a Great Dragon.
He was a regular
Do
dragon.
we want?
Kind of
What
a
are
dick.
the
Do we want to vote on it?
Oh, why
Do
bother?
we want to vote on
We're
it?
not
Because,
going to win the vote.
huh?
Oh, are we willing to vote on it? Is that what you were asking?
I was asking. Katya was asking, do we want to vote on it? Because I don't think Meepo's going to change his mind, but at the same time, I agree with Lou that we don't want to necessarily keep this for ourselves.
I'm gonna send a message to Lou and say, just sell it. Meepo's not gonna know.
I mean, Meepo.
He's in the
Well,
group
no.
chat.
Yeah, but I sent a message to him.
Yeah, he
Say,
did.
just do it.
I'll send a message to Meepo, and like everybody can hear it. I don't care. But I'll be like, look, if you want to take your part of the gold and take it back to the dragon, and you want to leave your part of the gold for this with the dragon, I think everybody here is fine with that. But that's probably going to be a lot of gold that we get for it. And the rest of us
The
would rather
dragon-
have that gold.
The gold is no use to the dragon. It's the gem.
Nor is the gem.
The gem is part of the
Heck,
dragon.
the gem was causing it to be defiled.
Gem was part of the dragon.
The gem was an artifact that got placed in the dragon probably after it died.
I really doubt it was put there after it died.
Meepo, you remember that the organs of the dragon, after it was almost surgically opened, were placed around the dragon, and the orb was placed in where its heart should be.
Weird setup.
Yeah, it was definitely a. Somebody did that on purpose. The dragon was already dead. Somebody else defiled that dragon.
Yeah.
Bastards.
If anything, we helped send that dragon off to dragon heaven a little bit better. Because this dragon ghost was hanging around.
I don't know about that.
See, now it can rest in peace and come back as an egg like your culture believes. We helped it out. If we go and mess that up, no new dragon egg. And no new dragon egg, no new
Well-
dragon.
So do what you will.
Okay. And we will
Katya
go
says,
for
I vote
meeting.
the halfling pipes in 500 gold for it. The half elf smirks is like 1,000 gold. Halfling shoots him a dirty look.
12? 1200?
It's like 1,200.
Do I hear
The-
15?
The half elf, touches his wrist, his bracers that have the gems in them. 2,000.
Cacho will look at the
the-
halfling and say, "What do you plan on doing it with it, or what do you want to do with it? Why do you want this?"
Anyone who knows what a Desandi crystal can do knows how valuable they are. And I believe that used the right way, that crystal can benefit my people.
She'll look to the halfling, or not halfling, the half elf, and ask him the same thing.
Yeah, just to say their names is the halfling is Sean and the half elf is Jim. Oh, much the same. You know, definitely could aid my people.
Um, Lou will look at the halfling and go 2,500.
He looks at his notes and back up at Lou.
If it
Do
does
you
what
need-
you say, you're going to make your money back.
Do you need the money today? The half elf says 3,000.
5.
Levi chimes in and says 5. All right.
Persuasion roll.
Persuasion. $21.
Damn.
The half elf. 4.
6.
I would believe that to be an in character laugh for Lou.
It probably would be, yeah.
I'm sorry, 4 is as high as I can go.
Well,
Lou will look at the halfling and say, if you did 25,000 in the next 3 days, and you were able to do the other 25,000
you mean 2,500?
over a course of, I don't know, like out characters, whatever time.
Freaking try to set up payment plans. Seriously, installments. Really?
What about who?
You try to set up payment plans, installments.
Yep.
What if he just doesn't pay it? Takes it and run.
We know where his village is.
Not that strong.
We'll make a binding agreement. Everybody in the council is waiting on us to finish up here.
Yes, we are, says the dwarf.
So I'm sure that he'll be more than good to his word. But if this will improve your community, who's already suffered greatly from Howard's brother having passed away, and just now being able to return to the fishing community and get that food start producing like it had been in the past, I'm sure before long that your entire village will be back to its prior prosperity.
He nods.
So surely we could work out something, because I would much rather give this to you. No offense, I say to the half elf.
None taken.
Elf character, sure. I'm sure that he is not happy with me now.
He's giving you one of those, like,
Diplomatic looks.
Yeah, yes, a diplomatic look is what he's giving you. Is an excellent way of putting that.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that look. Elf character, I'm very familiar with that look. And I'll explain further. We found this in their area, in their I don't know what you also call it here, but it was in their Pride Land, not in yours. And by giving it to them, it helps them out. Your area seems to already be very prosperous as it stands, probably due to such good management.
Oh, you were such
So
a
that is
fool.
why I'm wanting to give it to them more. It's not a slight against you. I'm just trying to help out the small guy in this. And if he doesn't laugh at that joke, so help me.
You see him his smile just gets maybe half an inch wider. It's like he's trying not to laugh, but you're watching him intently. You know he wants to laugh, but it's not right decorum.
Okay. Good enough for me. So I'll look back to. I know you just said it. This is how bad out of character. This is how
Sean.
bad I am with names.
Councilman Overhill.
I'll look. Okay, Overhill works well. I can remember that. I'll look over to Councilman Overhill. I'll say so. Do you think we can strike an accord?
I can give you 2,500 gold pieces today, and give me, looking at his notes, give me 2 weeks and I can give you 27 for the delay.
I'm good with. I think we're all good with the 25.
That doesn't add up to 6,000.
No, that's up to the 5,000. But I think that honestly, I think that's about the best that we're going to do.
Well, that's 52.
That's true.
In the
I'm trying to show
meantime,
us to be,
I'll gladly write a. In the meantime, I'll gladly write a line of credit that can be used within Waterdeep as you wish.
out of character, remind me again, how much was that wyvern?
A wyvern without its poison glands is 800 gold pieces. With its poison glands is 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, anyways, yeah, I'll look around at my comrades and be like, I think we're good with that, and we will do whatever out of character just to kind of speed this part up. If you would like, we'll do whatever paperwork or contractual whatever to legalize the whole thing.
I won't make you guys sign stuff over in game. But the dwarf claps his hands and goes, "All right, meeting adjourned. Goodbye." And he quickly walks out, and then he's followed by Councilwoman Morkinson and Councilman Somerset, leaving you with the older gentleman, Councilman Rivers, who shortly follows afterwards, leaving only Push and Councilman Overhill. Councilman Overhill and you talk about the arrangement. As he said, you can use the line of credit up to the 1,500 gold pieces inside of Waterdeep. That will be recognized. He'll also give you the cash right now. So actually, that line of credit's up to 2,700 gold pieces, but he will be able to get that back later. You hand him over the gem, Push, then leave, and then da-da-da. Your council meeting is over, and you guys are effectively 6,200 gold pieces richer.
Woohoo! Look at us go! We made money.
Fancy money.
Click is like, it is a little strange because we don't really use money in the elemental plane of air. But, it did sound like a big number.
It's 1,240 gold per person.
You can always give it away. If you don't want it.
Well, I do have some ideas on things I need before the tournament that I think would greatly help us. So yeah, I'll be. What do you say, we guys? We go around Waterdeep, and then meet back in the tavern every night and then head down to the tournament, or we can head down to the tournament earlier.
I'm not even there, so
No. Click has, I mean, Levi, Meepo has been allowed back into the room once all the council members left.
I resume what I was doing earlier. Trying
Making
to
the-
Meepo is
scratch
trying to hit you.
David.
For Lou, like
Click cast calm emotion.
Meepo.
Yep. Can you make a wisdom save?
What is my wisdom? Plus
Charisma save.
charisma.
Yep.
6.
That's a failure. So, Meepo, all that rage you're feeling immediately goes away. In fact, you feel indifferent towards Lou.
There's something like dystopically messed up about this, but
It is a little bit, but
a
Click
little
has
bit
done
of
it before.
take your bliss pill. Yeah.
Ha.
Oh, sold. Sorry, not should.
I
There we go.
I misread that at first, and I thought you said you were going to rob the orb.
Yes, we have a heist, and then we'll sell it to the half elf, and then rob it from him. No, I was kidding.
Jeez.
So totally out of game and out like everything. We did have a campaign where more or less that kind of happened. We planned a heist to steal 10,000 gold from this town that was having a festival, and then the DM knew that we were going to do this, but he had already planned a heist for a different group to steal it. So then we tracked down that group and stole it from that group and took it back to the town and got an award or rewarded for bringing the gold back, which then we stole, and then we hid it to sell to some other people or to give to other people, and then it got stolen while it was hidden, and then we went and stole it back again from the next group that stole it from us.
Is this just an Ocean's movie?
It pretty much was, yeah. I think
Yeah,
at that point
it's-
it was D&D Oceans 46 or something. I don't know.
Like Jesus.
It was hilarious and a lot of fun. I got
Yeah.
to play one of my favorite characters, known as Bard the Bard.
Okay.
Uh,
well,
And we were playing in second edition, and bards in second edition are really funny.
I guess we're just moderately wealthy now.
We made money.
Oh, it can go pretty fast, especially if I make the right prices. But you guys would probably be able to stay in all the nice inns for at least 3 years.
At least. Blow it all on Cobalt strippers and coke.
Well,
So,
Lou's plan for like the next week, I think we were talking about, is to go to the Black Hand and pay some pay some dues and put some money back into the treasury for that. I'm probably honestly not going to
Mhm.
buy a whole lot for Lou, but I was really thinking about going and getting that wyvern.
okay. Yeah, like depending on the type of wyvern that you would want to get, you would need either 800 or 1,000. 40 gold pieces would cover your union dues for the Black Hand, as they provide general questing equipment for all their new hires, as well as paying for rations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and plus
Uh,
it's been good to me, so I want to make sure that it succeeds and
Yeah.
continues to do well.
Yeah, and you're able to, let's see, you want to do a little carousing over your week?
I'll probably peruse some, but I'm gonna take some to and leave at the Black Hand to take or to send home
Yeah.
for the money that I send to my tribe. So
If you want to, if we want to make it to where your, let's see, where's that guide? Oh, shoot. I always forget where it is in my actual table, so I have to look it up. Let's see. But yeah, if you could send like 100 gold home, 40 gold pieces to 40 gold pieces to the inn, that would leave you with, 1,100 gold pieces just from this event. So you could easily buy whichever wyvern you wanted. But at the same time, leaving you with money. And just for that, can you roll a D100 for me?
I will. Am I going for high, low, middle?
They're all good.
94?
Ooh. 94. So Lou disappears for about a week. And when he shows up, as everyone has come back, he actually ran into his patron. Lackey had taken on the form of a different dwarf and met you in the Black Hand. If you want to RP that out, we can. But basically, she had a few favors that she needed you to do. Nothing too serious. Just she needed you to go into the Misty Forest and pick some things up. Nothing to be worried about. Just some dust of some wisps, a little bit of spider webs, eye of newt. Nothing too big. Just stuff she couldn't be bothered with. And to compensate you for your week out, she gave you 20 gold pieces.
All right.
Neat.
Okay. Then we get on to Meepo. What is Meepo doing with his downtime?
Meepo didn't expect to come into such money. So Meepo didn't really have a plan to use this much money. Meepo goes back to where he bought the his toga from.
That would be Beetles and
Beetles.
Bobbles.
Yes. He has to see their inventory.
Well, hello. It's like we have a wide range. We have. Is there anything specific that you're looking for? Perhaps a ring of water walking or something like that?
Show Meepo something that would help him hide and stab better.
Hide and stab better. Let me look.
Like this cloak.
Eric, if you wouldn't mind doing some searching for me. Beetles and Bopples will have up to rare magic items.
Okay.
But while that's going on, what's Levi doing?
Levi will, let's see. I'm trying to look. See if there's anything neat that he. What does 1,000 gold piece buy as far as magic items?
You know that the Great Sword of Wounding that Keeley at All Right Arms and Armor, he was going to sell to Lou for 1,000 gold pieces.
Do you know what rarity that was?
Well, it all depends on availability, but
Right. Well,
see,
I'm
according
thinking.
to oh no, you don't want that.
What's that?
Oh, I just looked up Great Sword of Wounding. There's a real one in game, which
Oh.
is a named magic item.
Yeah.
And let's just say that it's legendary. But a regular Great Sword of Wounding is considered rare.
Rare. So
Yeah.
very rare would probably be roughly how much more you think?
It depends on the item itself because
Okay.
there are sometimes the magic system does not make sense.
What about a piece of armor with +2 to armor class?
So at +2, that would be specialty piece that you would have to get made at the college.
Okay. So anything
It's-
+2 would have to be specialty. So
Yeah.
we're talking anything +1 probably.
Yeah. +1 is the stuff that they let the apprentices make as a form of practice. So there's plenty of +1s floating around.
Okay. What he's gonna do now? He's gonna be gone for a week, right?
Yeah, you've got roughly a week of downtime before the
Okay.
tournament.
Levi is going to go off into the woods for 5 days, off on his
Okay.
own. And I will get with you and tell what happens. At the end of the 5 days, he will come back and probably buy either a piece of armor or a different shield or something like that to use some of that money.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely doable. At first, when you go into the forest, your sword is a little confused, but throughout your time there, it that confusion ebbs away. We'll talk more later about what goes on. Let's see. It's a shame both Chris and Laura are not here because they sent me prep work that I was actually really stoked for because I had some silly voices involved.
Silly voices.
Silly voices. But in the short of it, Katya disappears as well. But for those of you that are hanging around in Waterdeep, you'll occasionally see her go into various temples. This is a multi-racial city, so there's definitely gods to all kinds, but humans seem to be the dominant, just barely so compared to the rest. So she's having a little trouble finding an altar to Lathander. Eventually, she does find one, and she spends a bit of time there. She also, Meepo, walks into Beetles and Bopples on the day that you go in and sees you buying
I'm still looking.
Find the thing.
I don't know. I didn't expect to get this much money.
I told you all were coming into money.
Didn't know we were coming to money. This much money.
I mean, that 21 definitely made it a little higher. It was gonna top out at 3. So Katya walks up. Hi, it's nice to see you again. I'm just gonna be RPing with myself. It's like, is it possible to get a potion of water breathing? She says this so Meepo can hear all of this. Oh yes, we can whip up a few pretty easily. How many do you need? Well, Meepo,
What are you, a fish?
no, and that's why I need the water breathing.
What are you, dating a fish?
No, you remember the fire giants? Remember how they said they could, you know,
Could
that
what?
there were Desandi crystals in the bottom of the Moonshay Isles?
Why do you want fancy crystals?
Meepo, you realize where we got all this money, right?
From a gem?
A Desandi crystal.
Do you really need more money? What do you want more money for?
Well, maybe I could help my dad retire.
You have more than enough for the average person to retire.
Well, he may not even retire. He may work until the day until he can't anymore.
It's your money.
So maybe I can get him some help.
I imagine that you could hire quite a bit of help for that much.
I'm just saying he
Years
hasn't
ago.
had. He hasn't had an easy life, Meepo. So maybe I want maybe I want him to have good years.
Well, it's your money.
Anyway, yes, I need potions of water breathing, and if Meepo and the rest are coming with me, I'll need 5. Oh, that's not too hard. Yes, let me check the pricing. This is a shopping episode.
Shopping.
See.
This episode is brought to you by Needle Novels. Shop for all your magical needs.
Let's
Let's
see.
go to the mall, everybody.
Let's all go to the mall today.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking of How I Met Your Mother. Thank you.
Yep, good.
Don't
Do
forget
you
the
actually
robot.
So I'm gonna say it's 500 gold to get the potions. Let's see. I think it actually might be cheaper for her to get a scroll as far as like. So I may have to do more research on that later. Let's see, what else did she want? Yeah. Thank you very much. And then she walks out as Meepo is still there. You see Meepo, or Meepo sees Katya also headed towards the White Spire.
Do I know what the White Spire is?
Yes, we've talked about it quite a bit. The White Spire is the Wizards College
Mm,
that is essentially the dominant one throughout the Sword Coast. They teach exclusively to wizards because that's what they all are.
that's the one where we had shenanigans trying to figure out how to get in the door.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yep. Meepo's the only one who could actually study with them.
The rest of y'all are too dumb.
It's more of like Levi just can't focus. It's like he doesn't like to read, as Ian has said.
And right now he is always extremely distracted.
Oh yes. I really wish Chris was here because he said he wanted to talk to you later. And I
Well,
thought that was gonna be
I'm gonna go into the woods before that.
okay. Lastly, Click. Let's see, I want to cover what he said. Click also disappears into Waterdeep. He spends a lot of time looking at the necklace that you got from the Lady Dreska. He takes it to the White Spire. He spends a lot of time there. Does research about the necklace. He one day he leaves with a brand new book. What? One day he leaves with a brand new book, and he mentions that he had something commissioned. So, Lou, if you wanted to go ahead and buy your wyvern, we can go ahead and do that. Since the other two are spell shopping. Not spell shopping, magic shopping.
Okay. Yeah. If we want to go ahead and do that, that'd be awesome.
Okay. You do have to travel a bit south. Hold on.
How
Oh,
much would an immovable rod cost?
a movable rock?
Immovable rod.
Oh, not movable rock. Gotcha.
An immovable rock would not be very special, would it?
Well, yeah, that's why I was like, a movable rock's basically free. I can pick one of those up from like the street. You should look into I don't know if they have them this edition, the immovable rods.
Yeah, that's what I said. Immovable rod.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is a rod.
I'm going to say you can buy that for 500 because why not?
There could be some real shenanigans here
I know.
with multiple.
Yeah, they're hilarious. It'd be awesome if you could buy
Infinite ladder to everywhere if you have two of them.
Yeah. You going to buy two?
Thinking about it.
See if you can get a deal on them.
Buy one,
Come
get one half off.
But yeah, Lou has to travel a bit further south.
Okay.
You're in that tent city again. In the few days it's been since you passed through. You guys are. This tent city is almost like quadrupled in size. It feels like, not necessarily in just width. It's just like how everyone has become more squished together. all kinds of people are sticking out to you now. There's a group of people that they're all none of them are wearing armor, but based on like the equipment that they're carrying, they appear to be warriors that you from far off that you don't recognize. Like some of them have long poles with like it almost reminds you of a halberd, but there's no broad axe head and sharp point. Instead, it's just like one long scimitar. And another person in that same group actually has twin scimitars at their side uh, they're walking through the crowd. Um, excuse me. You see that group with the small halfling, the dwarf, the elf, the the graying man, and the man with a long gray beard. You recognize them from Daggerford from a few days ago. They're walking around in the tent city now. There's a Goliath who is wearing what looks to be an ox skull on his head, and he has the tattoo of an ox on his chest. He's carrying around this human looking woman, but she has long purple hair. It almost comes down to like the small of her back. With them is another woman. Her hair is shock white, and she has tattoos along her face. Uh, and they disappear into the crowd. There's all kinds of very unique and recognizable people, but you're on a mission. You're there to see Zork the Orc. Zork is standing in front of his cage of his cage with all of the various flying creatures all shackled to the ground. Standing there with his he's got crisscross of pale white scars against his dark green hued orc skin. There's a distinct one that goes across his throat. And he stands there with his crossed arms, waiting for people to approach.
I will wave at him broadly and walk up to him.
He nods.
You still there?
Yeah. No, he was waiting patiently for you to say something.
Oh. Like, hey, how are you doing today?
I am fine. It is a beautiful day.
Any luck selling your creatures?
Several people have been interested in Zork's magnificent beasts, but no buyers. I think I'll have to make more pillows.
Okay, out of character. Why is he making more pillows?
You remember from last time? He said that the uncooperative griffins and hippogriffs get made into pillows.
That's right. Okay. Oh. Have you thought about starting a pillow industry?
There's a lot of work in getting them to the proper size. I'd rather sell them as mounts first.
Oh, I was thinking like a secondary business type of deal.
It's a good fallback. It's fed me for good times. Have you ever had hippogriff steak fillet?
That was delicious.
Apparently, I have.
Okay.
You're old for it.
I rolled an 18. I did a nature check.
Yeah.
So I got a 21.
Yes, they are quite delicious. But I hate to lose a mount.
That's true, but at least it's a. I was trying to think of like gamey way to go, but it didn't really work out that well in my own head. Yeah, it's Terrible loss, but a great mill.
Indeed.
What about so the Griffins are not selling well?
Now, I believe the crowd is waiting to see if the victor comes in on one of my wyverns, like I've been telling them.
So you think a wyvern riding adventurer will be the victor of the upcoming tournament?
Adventurers, the scouts, I've sold them my wyverns before. They're the favorite to win this year, but they haven't arrived yet.
What do you know about this upcoming tournament? Would we be able to have mounts during the tournament?
I don't believe the mounts are part of the tournament. As far as I've heard, they're switching it up this year. They're going to do a Swiss round and then eliminations.
Oh, I don't like that word.
Not the kind of eliminations that make you a pillow.
Okay, well, that's more acceptable then.
I've put my money on the Scouts again. They won last year.
Huh. Well, I believe myself and my friends that you met the other day, we're going to be entering as well.
Congratulations. No offense, but I'm still paying for the Scouts, so I hope you do well, but not win.
Well, what's the prize for second place?
I'm not sure. I know there's a big cash prize this year, as well as something that they're keeping under wraps.
Huh, interesting. And there's no mums a word about it? Nobody's letting anything slip?
Zork does not know. Zork has a few guesses, but it's the White Spire's involvement that piques my interest.
Piques mine as well. But I was actually going to kind of interested in looking at some of the wyverns.
Oh, very
Seeing
good.
if one was particularly interested in being rehomed.
I wish Sovereign Glue was less rare.
Which what?
Sovereign Glue.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, Logan. So
I would really like
movable
to-
rods are uncommon rarity. How much do they cost?
Let's see. Uh-oh. Did we lose? I think I said they were going to be 500.
Okay.
$750 for the pair.
Roll persuasion.
Sure. $750 for a pair. Buy one, get one half off. There's nobody do deals anymore.
Roll persuasion.
Mhm. Six.
$250 for the pair. 500. Sorry. One for 500, two for 1,050. That's just bad math.
Okay.
Tula is firm in her price. It's 500 each.
Okay, I will buy two.
You don't by chance have a inspiration or anything at the moment, do you?
I do actually have a lucky. Never mind that. I can try that. I
You
forgot I
got
have
the lucky feet?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Can I use lucky all my lucky stats at once? 15.
800.
800. 800 for 2. So 3 for 1200 would be reasonable.
I I don't have 3. I have 2.
I guess I will buy 2.
Okay.
Go to somewhere else.
Now, to figure out, it broke the flow. So yes, you were looking for a wyvern to be rehomed. Yes, I have several here. Some were captured in the Grey Speak Mountains. Others were captured in the Sword Mountains. I've raised them all except one from an egg. I would not recommend that last one.
Yeah, I'm not the best overall with animals. Do you have them here with you? Like, I assume that they are, right?
He gestures behind him. They are in the cage.
I will take his leave for a moment and walk up to the cage and see if any of them are remotely friendly towards me.
Inside the cage, you see approximately, it's like, and this is a large cage, and it seems like it was hastily constructed with bits of like wire that has seemingly, like you would assume, be rolled over and then tied onto these poles. It looks like it's something that can definitely be disassembled and reassembled, given enough time. But inside these cage, all spiked onto the ground, is in the amongst like various amounts of dirt where it's been trampled around, and there's bones from what looks to be like goats based on the horns on the skulls that have been devoured. You see these 6 wyverns. They range in colors from like a dull gray to a deep brown. There is one though that is green with black spots. Let's see. Do an animal handling check to try and get their attention.
This is gonna go well. Wish I had inspiration. Animal handling. Yep. That's a straight D20. Not great.
They are all snoozing. That none of them are giving you any form of recognition.
I will to Zork the Orc, I'll be like, so which one is the one that you suggest not getting?
He points to the green one with black spots. That one
Okay,
was
that's kind of what I figured, but
that one was caught in the wild. It's a bit temperamental, and he rubs his throat.
doesn't sound good. I don't need temperamental or yeah.
Would you like to walk inside?
Sure. Does not sound like a bad idea at all. Let's go with it.
You see him like reach into a crate and pull up a chopped in half goat. He's holding it by the ears, and as he drags it along beside him, he's like, "Follow me."
All right, I'll follow him, and while I'm doing that, I'll ask him about like care and maintenance, and if his prices include a saddle.
Yes, you can have a saddle with the purchase of a wyvern. As far as care, they can be quite hungry. Typically, they'll eat a goat a day. You can buy goats, or at least in my experience, for roughly a gold piece a day. Now, that's only if you really need to stick to civilized areas. And if you're out in the wild, if you've formed a strong bond, you can let them go hunt.
That sounds promising. How do they do? Do they prefer forest, or do yours prefer plains, or What type of area do these prefer?
These are all mountain wyverns, but as long as they can attack it from above, they'll try.
Hmm.
I've
Sounds
seen
good.
them pull full-sized bucks into the air. And if you're not very good, horses too.
Interesting. Which makes a better mount do you feel? The wyvern or the hippogriff?
Hippogriffs are docile. It's the horse blood in them. But again, they are both proud creatures. It all comes down to the master. If you want pound for pound, the wyvern is better. He's faster and has a more vicious bite. Do you speak Draconic?
Did I speak Draconic? I don't remember. Actually, I think I do.
They understand Draconic as a native language. They can't speak back to you, though.
Hmm. Well, I am interested in one, but I would like to see which one is most friendly or most willing to work with me. Because I understand that they, like you said, can be proud and they can be somewhat temperamental, even the more tame ones. So I would like one that naturally gets along with me better.
He hands you the goat carcass. Here, approach one.
All right,
If it,
I
ar-
will.
if
Sorry.
it arches its back and hisses, avert your eyes and slowly step back.
It's so tempting not to follow that advice, but yeah, I will if that does happen. I will pick one kind of at random.
Okay, let's see. It's a deep gray, and it most of them appeared to be sleeping. And as you like to slowly step forward with the goat carcass, he's like, there's a slight twinge in its ear as it hears you approach. It looks up at you, and like it eyes the goat carcass.
Yep. I'll make eye
Make
contact with it.
make an animal handling check, and
This is gonna go great.
go ahead and have advantage because he's trying to coach you.
Right. Oh, that's not a bad start. 14.
The wyvern picks itself up from its sleeping position. It takes a few steps to you. It's keeping its eyes locked on you, but its nose is clearly pointed towards the goat carcass. You know, it's slowly moving forward.
I will take small steps towards it, maintaining good eye contact, and more or less do that thing where, like, showing respect, but showing that I'm also prideful.
Mm-hmm.
So, being like, hey, look, I'll treat you as an equal type of thing.
Mm-hmm. As soon as he takes it, it's like if his eyes focus on the carcass, touch his neck to show that you are kind to him. It's similar to their mating.
Oh boy.
Now make another animal handling check with advantage.
19. All right.
So the deep gray wyvern, it looks down at the carcass and takes it slowly from your hand, careful not to bite your hand off. And you see it like it start to like it takes one of its wings and holds it down and starts to rip. If you place a hand on its neck, it pauses for a second and then continues to eat. It's like, I think it likes you. After a few days of getting to know him, I think you'd be ready to fly.
All right.
And
I will ask him one more big question on all this and be like, so I'm not really used to animals, but obviously you're doing a great job because you know what you're doing here. But would you be able to teach me some of the rudimentary basics beyond just this moving forward? And would we be able to work that as part of the cost?
I'll give you some demonstrations on flying. If that's what you're asking.
Well, that and in general, like handling and taking care of such a magnificent beast. I'll say that last part in Draconic, and that way the Wyvern can hear it.
Yeah.
And see if he responds well to that.
Okay. The Wyvern flicks its eye up at you when you say that, and then keeps eating. By the time it finishes, it careful not to step on you, backs up, and returns to its position by its stake in the ground. And it keeps an eye on you as Zork guides you out of the cage.
Cool. Well, if Zork and I can work out the more or less all of our arrangement stuff, then I will buy the Wyvern.
Yeah. And it'll be over the next few days that this happens, but you'll be able to get the Wyvern as well as a general saddle for it.
And then I could probably, when I go out to the forest to do the stuff for my patron,
Lackey.
would I be able to use the Wyvern to go with me? To do some practice runs and whatnot?
You'd be able to go flying with the Wyvern. Let's see. Is Meepo? Do you want to do anything else, Meepo?
No, Meepo is good.
Okay, Levi. Your journey into the woods. Is there anything that you want to do with that, or do you want to start with when you come back?
No. It'll be when I come back. Basically, okay. I just need to look at a shopping list.
Okay. Well, I think that would be a good spot for us to call the session. Everyone's done their shopping, and then the next section.
Let's say I'll say I'll follow Katya to the White Spire.
Okay.
I knew she was going that way.
Yeah. So if you're following her, you see her walk in. It looks like she steps through those doors. You're following her. She says, "Is it possible to get a cloak of the manta ray or some scrolls of water breathing?" And there's some price negotiation there. It looks like that's not the way she wants to go. It's like the price is too high. Oh, darn. I'd already bought some water-breathing potions. Oh, well. As she's leaving, you see Click in there. It looks like he's talking in depth to one of the people there. He's like, they're looking at a drawing, designing things, and as well as looking at the necklace. The necklace, as you overhear, is a necklace of the plains. It's described to you that this necklace, when in proper working order, allows people who know how to use it to teleport to different planes. The problem is, as you can see, the 5 gems on the bottom are all cracked from overuse. And the person explains that these are Desande crystals, much like the one that you sold. But the weird thing was, this one, these are much smaller than the one you sold to the councilman. So it looks like Click is also going to need to go water diving to get that new material.
Why do you guys want to go to other planes?
Well, that's where I grew up, Meepo. I want to go home.
Yeah, but what does Caddy want to do it for?
Katia wants to repair her armor, and the giant said that he needs the crystals to repair it.
Will it really make that much of a difference repairing it? Seems to be doing enough for you now.
So if someone wants to cast Identify on the armor,
I figured she would know what her armor is.
there's stuff that's locked behind the cracked gem.
Interesting.
Yeah, same thing says that there's stuff locked behind the necklace of the planes as well. But I'll give more detail on what they wanted to do next time.
Interesting.
Tis a shame that neither of them could be here. It stinks.
Well, if you all need to do stuff on Thursday as well, when they're both available, like
Yeah.
that's, it's not gonna hurt my feelings.
I might do a solo session with those two just to catch them up. Because I realize like not everyone can do double D&D week a week.
Yeah,
I can.
I won't be able to simply because I'll be down in Greenville.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have signal.
Meepo
But
tries to use his rods as stilts.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Shenanigans.
But I think that's a good session. I hope everybody had fun.
Well, hey, look at this. Nobody died
Right.
except for Chris's laptop.
Oh boy.
That's right. We actually went an adventure without making bad choices. Without Flora being here.
No bad choices. Yet.
Yeah, it's a good thing you rolled so high with that wyvern. It's like, or that would have been the bad choice for the night.
Time to fight a wyvern.
But yeah, I'll see y'all next week. I look forward to it.
I'll see you.